expected 30%. Since taking office, the mayor has placed abuse response teams at every LAPD station and is expected to open 2 shelters this summer specifically for victims of human trafficking. The mayor joined by his wife, Amy Elaine Wakeland.
We must also meet their long-term needs, their long-term shelter needs, their long-term medical needs, and we need to ensure that they have proper access to our systems of justice, even if that means walking with them the entire way through our judicial system.
The Los Angeles Police Department says reported incidents of domestic violence are actually up over the past year. And though that may sound discouraging, the mayor says it could be a good thing since we want people to report the crime if it is in fact happening.
No person who is a victim of a crime should be afraid to contact their law enforcement.
Councilmember Nuri Martinez says immigrant communities may be afraid to come forward for fear of deportation. But the LAPD assures them deportations will not occur from reporting the crime. The LA City Attorney's Office says there's more people can do to stop the violence.
Tell your school administrators and principals that you want your children to learn and discuss healthy relationships. Tell your employer that you want to have a domestic violence workplace policy.
And reach out to those who may need your help. At City Hall, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
If you need help, call the National Domestic Violence Hotline. That's the number on your screen at 1-800-799-SAFE. Well, she's only been in office for just over 3 months, but Councilmember Monica Rodriguez is already making a difference in the Northeast San Fernando Valley. Rasha Goel takes a look at her first 100 days.
They were not dull by any means, but I think it was just a really great, strong start.
Councilmember Monica Rodriguez is referring to her recently completed first 100 days in office, and she's feeling good about the accomplishments made in these first 3 months.
Among some of our greatest successes, delivering a $25,000 contribution to our local Silmar Independent Baseball League, our response, our coordinated response with the La Tuna fire. We have done a tremendous job picking up the bulky items and cleaning our streets, and we hit the ground running day one, just as I promised.
She's celebrating the 100 days by bringing awareness to National Fire Prevention Month by working with the LA Fire Department to promote fire safety.
We'll be visiting homes in a predetermined area to evaluate whether or not they have smoke detectors. We'll be performing in-home fire safety education and installing smoke detectors where there's none installed, free of charge.
And the work continues as she tells us about her plans in the upcoming months.
We're going to be having an enormous Dia de los Muertos celebration, and these are some of the cultural activities that I'm excited about bringing into the district because it's really going to transform the way people see us.
Changes in the community that the people of the Northeast San Fernando Valley have been looking forward to. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
Councilmember Rodriguez was also a former Public Works Commissioner. She replaced Councilmember Felipe Fuentes, who left the district last September. And later that day, Rodriguez recognized the brave first responders who are on the front lines fighting one of LA's worst fires in decades. Gil Reyes has more on how teamwork prevented this blaze from becoming much worse.
It's a day to honor first responders following LA City's biggest fire in over 50 years. Last month's La Tuna Canyon fire in the Verdugo Mountains charred 7,200 acres, destroyed 5 homes, and risked the lives of hundreds of firefighters who battled the blaze for more than a week.
Too often we take for granted that they're just there ready on call and ready to be dispatched. Their families, as a daughter of a firefighter, I know what it's like to have that sacrifice where the families, don't see their father or their mother for, 24 hours at a time sometimes because of their deployment. So I think it's always important for us to say thank you.
Councilmember Monica Rodriguez represents Sunderland Tujunga, one of the communities forced to evacuate. Her office organized this thank you event at Discovery Cube LA. LAPD Valley Bureau was also honored for helping to get everyone out safely.
LAPD is critical. We hand them the evacuation piece of a brush fire. Our job in the initial phases is to focus on keeping that fire small. If it gets beyond our control, we really need LAPD to clear the people from the houses ahead of the fire where we project it to go.
All residents, please exit your homes.
LAPD and other law enforcement also coordinated traffic during the exodus and told evacuees where to go for shelter. More than 300 homes in Sunderland, Tujunga, Burbank, and Glendale were forced to evacuate. LAPD Deputy Chief John Sherman says he was moved by the level of cooperation.
Frankly, being supported by our community, which doesn't always happen with police officers. A lot of times we're in a situation where we're criticized or we're second guessed, and in this instance, the community is very happy that we were there helping them back in early September.
A coordinated effort with multiple agencies and no lives lost. At Discovery Cube LA, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
As a show of gratitude, Discovery Cube Science Center is discounting admission for first responders and their families throughout the month. LA joined countries around the world in guiding its kids to school on International Walk to School Day. LA's own Mayor Eric Garcetti put on his walking shoes to highlight the need for child and traffic safety. Anna Marcos has more.
The kids at Magnolia Avenue Elementary seem pretty gung-ho about leaving the car and bus behind to walk to school for a day. And they've got quite the walking partners. Mayor Eric Garcetti and LAUSD School Board President Monica Garcia are helping to honor International Walk to School Day.
Everyone was around him, and lots of pictures. I got a photo with him. I was surprised when my friends showed me the mayor. And
is that cool to have the mayor here?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm very proud that we've started this program now for 2 decades. So one of our safe routes to school is about making sure there's police officers on the most dangerous routes. It's about making sure there's traffic enforcement, and that we change the hardscape to make it easier to cross those streets.
City leaders and kids walking side by side, just a great way to show that walking to school can be safe and fun. Some even think it can make you better at school.
Boys and girls, are you working hard to do your best at school today? And were you clear about being safe as you walk to school today? Boys and girls, you are a model for the whole country.
Rulers, glue, crayons, markers, pencils, just some of the tools of learning the ABCs. And each of these kids is getting one of these school supply packs to further their academic achievement.
I think it's fun because you get to do arts and crafts. My favorite school supply is a pencil because I like writing.
And the mayor has one more extracurricular goal for these kids.
It's great for the kids to get exercise. We're bringing the 2028 Olympics here. We want to make this the fittest city in America.
You heard it, kids. Pack your new pencils and crayons and start hoofing it as the mayor works to make your streets safer. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
The supply packs given to the students were donated by UB School Supplies. Well, oftentimes one teacher serving 30 school kids isn't enough for a student. Individualized care may be the key to getting through school. That's where the City Year comes in. Gil Reyes has more on the group and its latest mission.
Like soldiers in the battle to save students, these AmeriCorps members get set for deployment. They're part of City Year, the tutoring and mentoring program helping at-risk kids at LA schools. Today at LA Live, AmeriCorps members are sworn in for another year of active duty.
I want to be a teacher. I want to be in education. I want to be in the classroom. I want to work with these students.
In 28 cities nationwide, more than 3,100 City Year AmeriCorps members go to schools to get kids pumped for college with one-on-one instruction.
So that our AmeriCorps members can build relationships with the students, find out what's going on that's keeping them from getting on track, help them deal with that, and then get them back on track to graduate.
Though LA Unified's graduation rate is higher than ever at 80%, members say much more work lies ahead to get that to 100%. Camacho, a 3-year AmeriCorps veteran, loves it when former students who've improved approach her.
look at my grades, like I'm doing so well, like I'm taking my notes, I'm doing this, and like they're just showing off everything that they've learned last year and applying it this year, and then coming to show me of how much they're growing themselves, and then it's just making me so proud.
As the group gets set for another one-year mission. Reporting on City Year at LA Live, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Around 300 City Year AmeriCorps members serve LA Unified. The program is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. Turning now to LA traffic, and if you drive anywhere near the West Side, then you know how hard it is to get around. But that's all about to change thanks to 15 Metro bike rental kiosks that have just opened up at prime locations around Venice, including the Expo Line stop by the beach. Gil Reyes has more.
You can rent bikes at plenty of places in Venice, but these are the first to truly complement bus and rail commutes.
Give it a chance. Bike share is a way to enjoy and see these beautiful beaches in a way you cannot from your car.
We are in the epicenter of physical fitness in the United States, Venice Beach, California, home to Muscle Beach, and now home to LA Metro's bike share program. 15 kiosks available and 165 bikes available to rent.
The epicenter of physical fitness, but also a really important place to make a first and last mile connection to the nearby Expo Line.
Venice Councilman and Metro Board member Mike Bonin referring to first mile, last mile. That is the distance between a commuter's transit stop and their final destination like home or workplace. Oftentimes that distance is too far to walk, so they'll drive it, making the West Side's already soul-sucking traffic worse.
So we came in a car, so we had to find somewhere to park, and then we had to walk from the car, and that's everybody's story in Los Angeles. So something like this, I think, could be a great benefit.
Peter Quentin and Ellen Cox try out Metro Bike Share for a change. The good news, rental kiosks are conveniently located at downtown Santa Monica Expo Line Station, Abbot Kinney Shopping District, Muscle Beach, and several other popular Venice area destinations. And the bonus is you can rent a bike from one Venice Metro kiosk and return it at any other 24 hours a day.
Fantastic idea. I mean, if everything is integrated like that, all the transport systems, I think it's a wonderful thing.
Absolutely. Cuts down traffic. It's environmentally beneficial. Folks are hungry in Los Angeles for a variety of different options and modes of transportation, and this helps address that. Okay.
And you get your cardio in, too, at the epicenter of the fitness craze, Venice Beach. I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Now, this new Venice system should not be confused with the City of Santa Monica's Hulu system. They're not compatible. Metro Bike Share is also up and running in downtown LA and the Port of Los Angeles. With a monthly pass, trips 30 minutes or less are free and just $1.75 every half hour after that. For more info, log on to bikeshare.metro.net. Well, most council districts offer a newsletter to their residents, but Councilmember Gil Cedillo and his staff are going a step further to keep their community informed with a glossy quarterly news magazine. As Anna Marcos shows us, that's reason enough to party.
A little riff from Santana gets the party started. The reason for the celebration, the latest edition of the One Voice, Una Voz magazine, a state-of-the-art bilingual news magazine, the brainchild of Councilmember Gil Cedillo, his staff, and community members.
Nothing like the smell of a fresh magazine, the paper, the ink coming off the press, hot off the press.
The news magazine covers issues affecting Council District 1, from the environment, river cleanups, and public safety, to the area's unique art and culture scene.
This is all about the residents of CD1 and other stories that are relevant to it. Now, politics do creep in. Immigration is a big issue in our district. Politics do creep in, but that's not the focus of the magazine.
What is the focus? The community's residents and its artists.
We feature the district and we feature the artists. So every cover, all 8 covers are either photos or artwork from our artists.
After 8 issues, this quarterly news magazine has established itself as a unique and important voice for the people. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
The community of Watts is notable for much more than just the 1965 LA riots. As Gil Reyes reports, there's also the arts and 2 of the longest-running multicultural festivals in the country.
This 2-day music festival in Watts began with the traditional Yoruba blessing, a West African prayer uniting all the cultures of the world.
Yes, it's my first time here. I've been meaning to come for many, many years. I finally made it.
Tahitian dance group Ninosina Polynesia among the diverse acts at the 36th annual Watts Day of the Drum Festival, an international celebration of all things percussion presented by the Department of Cultural Affairs. The hits kept coming all weekend. The next day marked the 41st annual Watts Towers Jazz Festival.
We are the oldest festivals of their kind in the United States of America, and it's done right here in Watts, California. Some people only think about us when they think about 1965. However, we do other things in 1965. We do museum and art education. We're the only tourist site in Watts.
West African, Brazilian, and Afro-Cuban sounds also filled the air, bringing people of all types together to enjoy.
It all looks really exciting.
This is pretty fantastic.
South LA Council member Curran Price attended.
It's a way for us to celebrate ourselves and to celebrate our community.
The beat goes on when you visit artist Simon Rodia's Watts Towers, which took him 30 years to build, and the Arts Center campus. The campus is open for tours Thursday through Sunday. In Watts, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
For tour times, exhibits, and special events, visit wattstowers.org. A homeless forum seeks to find solutions to our homeless crisis. City Council approves an ordinance that will help build more affordable housing. And folks come out to celebrate everything that Greek culture has to offer. All these stories in City Beat. USC journalism students and the Skid Row community participated in a forum on homelessness recently, featuring a panel of service providers, including representatives from the Midnight Mission, LAPD, and Mayor Eric Garcetti's office. The forum focused on coming up with solutions impacting the homeless population in our city. Many people living on the streets or in shelters shared their stories. Among the many issues affecting homelessness, several were discussed, including the difficulties women face in finding a safe place to sleep, how to provide a better system of housing and services to get more people off the street.
We need to have a robust shelter system that helps people who just need a little bit of help get their feet under themselves, sleep in a safe place, get cleaned up, get dressed up, and get out and find that next job.
The Los Angeles Planning and Land Use Committee, chaired by Councilmember Jose Huizar, voted 4-1 in favor of the city's linkage fee ordinance. The ordinance is expected to generate up to $114 million annually through development fees on new construction. City officials say it will be a major step forward in addressing the city's affordable housing crisis. The ordinance is supported by a group of community organizations as well as LA Mayor Eric Garcetti. Folks came out recently for a taste of Greek culture at the 19th annual Los Angeles Greek Festival. The theme was Greek Out, and award-winning actor Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson hosted the festival as honorary co-chairs. The 3-day festival took place at Normandy and Pico and featured authentic Greek cuisine, culture, music, and dance.
It's our way of sharing our culture, our heritage, our history. Folk dancing in Greece is one of the few countries where the dances have remained part of the culture and not as a museum piece.
One city council member throws a party for the love, guidance, and contributions of LA's older adults. Gil Reyes has more from the LA Convention Center. Gil.
Yana K, everybody at home, check it out. What you're looking at is the free party at the LA Convention Center that seniors from South Los Angeles look forward to every single year. Just a small token of appreciation for all their years of service. Age is just a number for these older adults busting moves on the dance floor. The entertainment, the food, the fun are all free.
Totally appreciate it. We have people waiting to come just to be a part.
Patricia Williams, a retired postal worker, among the hundreds of South LA area residents, having a blast at this Senior Appreciation Luncheon at the Convention Center. The event, organized every year by Area Council member Curran Price.
And the fact that he wants to celebrate us seniors, that means a lot to us.
Well, it's important for us to just recognize the contributions that our senior citizens have made to our community, and this is a way of giving back, saying thank you, and providing them with vital information that will make their lives easier.
Showing up, the councilman's 91 years young mom. Also, LA City Council President Herb Wesson. Over 500,000 people aged 60 or older now live in LA City. Those numbers are expected to grow as seniors live longer. The mayor's office has launched a purposeful aging initiative, calling on city departments to assess the needs of older adults through online surveys.
It brings all the departments together to really plan about the future of seniors. If it's a public works, the streets, if it's transportation, the street lights, all those different things are being planned.
Daniel and Bessie Auberry tell us the secret to aging well and marital bliss.
59 years with him, 59 years. We got 26 grandkids, 17 great, and made 5th generation, and I'm 80.
Wow, you guys look fantastic.
Thank you.
And that's the secret, huh? Having fun, huh?
Loving, having fun.
Living a good life.
And giving a good life and giving each other respect.
Enough space on the dance floor, too. At the LA Convention Center, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
LA seniors are urged to answer online surveys to assess their needs at purposefulagingla.com. Well, celebrate Oktoberfest with your friends at Pershing Square. Get your kids into the Halloween spirit with Boo at the LA Zoo and enjoy a free movie night in Council District 1. All this in this week's Things to Do. Oktoberfest is coming to Pershing Square in downtown LA. Spend the weekend living it up during this fun cultural event. There will be plenty of drinks along with sausages, pretzels, authentic desserts, and of course live music and dancing. This weekend is the perfect chance to celebrate with a great group of friends, so come and enjoy everything Oktoberfest has to offer. The weekend festivities take place October 21st through the 22nd from 12 to 8 p.m. at Pershing Square in downtown LA. It's that time again for ghosts, goblins, and everything spooky. The all-new Boo at the Zoo offers Halloween fun throughout October. Boo at the LA Zoo offers goblins and ghouls of all ages a chance to feed their imaginations with fantastic fun and spooktacular learning throughout the entire month of October. Activities include an all-new nocturnal adventure maze where guests can learn about nocturnal creatures, an opportunity to get up close and personal with some of the zoo's tarantulas, scorpions, snakes, and more, a puppet show, and pumpkin carving demonstrations. The festivities go on until the end of October. For more, visit lazoo.org.
I come from Earth, a planet of outlaws.
Councilmember Gil Cedillo, in partnership with the Department of Rec and Parks and the Arroyo Seco Neighborhood Council, invite you to a free screening of Guardians of the Galaxy. A free small popcorn is included, so grab the kids and enjoy a movie night. It all begins at 6:30 p.m. at Sycamore Grove Park at 4702 North Figueroa Street. And that's a look at some things to do. Well, that's going to do it for this edition. I'm Yana Kane from all of us here at LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org. You can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.
911 emergency, operator 271.
The city of Los Angeles receives over 2 million 911 calls every year. Hello, I'm Mayor Eric Garcetti.
I'm Chief Charlie Beck. A significant number of 911 calls are not emergencies.
911 should be used for emergency calls, such as preservation of life, a crime in progress, prevention of a crime, or a public hazard.
If your call is not an emergency, such as a loud party, verbal dispute, public nuisance, or lost or missing property, you can dial 1-877-ASK-LAPD to have the police respond.
Remember, call 1-877-ASK-LAPD for non-emergency calls.
Los Angeles Police Department, what are you reporting?
Hi, I'm Gina Ray, and this is my dog Whippet. We're from Winnetka. Get it, girl. You're watching LA City View, Channel 35. This is our city and our channel.
Good morning. Good morning. Today is Friday, October 20th. I want to welcome you to City Hall, your Los Angeles City Council. This council meets every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Madam Clerk, we have a quorum. Would you please call the roll?
Blumenfield, Bonin, Buscaino, Cedillo, Englander, Harris, Dawson, Weezer, Koretz, Krikorian, Martinez, Solfero, Price, Rodriguez, Rue, Wesson. 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. First order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
Cedillo moves. Bonin seconds. Next.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
Rue moves and Price seconds. Continue.
Mr. President, there are requests to receive and file 1B, inasmuch as the lien was paid in full. 1C should be received and filed inasmuch as the lien was rescinded, and to continue 1E to November 21st, 2017, sir.
Okay, so without objection, so ordered. Please continue.
Item number 1 is an item notice for public hearing, and sir, there are cards on that.
Okay, then keep moving.
Items 2 through 10 are items notice for public are items in which public hearings have been held.
Members, specials. Do not see any. Let's prepare, Madam Clerk, to vote on these items. Please open the roll. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Okay, continue.
Items 11 through 16 are items in which public hearing has not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration.
Okay, so without objection, those items are now before this body.
Mr. President, there are cards on all items 11 through 16, sir.
All right, then continue.
And that brings council to presentations, items called special or general public comment, sir.
Okay, I'm going to ask Mitch, Mr. Englander, just for 2 minutes. We'll begin with presentations. I'll do the first one.
All right, thank you. Also, I'd like to go ahead and move item 3 urgent forthwith.
Mr. President, that requires a vote, sir.
Okay, we'll go ahead and open the roll, close the roll, and tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Great, thank you very much. All right, this is our one of our favorite presentations because there's a 100% success rate I'm sure we're going to hear about.
Well, I know it's one of my favorite days, and that's Pet Adoption Friday. So what I have for you today is just a drop-dead, gorgeous little girl named Devin. Is that correct? That's correct. And yes, Mr. President, we have a 100% adoption rate. And what's happening, I guess people are so excited about the dogs that we're fortunate enough to bring to the city council that they are going to the shelters early in the morning. So Devin, who's a 5-year-old Maltese mix, has already been adopted. But I wanted to take a moment just to show her off so that the public could know that we have many darlings just like Devin at our shelters that are looking for a home. And whenever you adopt one of our animals, in essence, you're saving their lives. We do the best we can to try to adopt as many dogs as we can, but we need help from the public. We need help from you. We need help from the people that truly love dogs. But I want to take a moment because I have 2 new folk from Animal Services, and I don't know you. I'm glad to meet you, but why don't you tell everybody who you are?
My name is Jacob Miller. I'm an animal care technician over at the East Valley Animal Shelter out in Van Nuys. I've been doing this for the last 16 years.
Look, thank you so very much. Now,
hi, I'm Cory Mitchell. I'm an ACT at the South Los Angeles Animal Shelter, and I've been doing this for 10 years.
For 10 years?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Devin has already been adopted, so let's give her a round of applause because she's got a loving home. But again, to all that are watching, all that are listening, if you're interested, call 888-452-7381. Go visit one of our shelters. I guarantee you that you will find a wonderful companion animal. Mr. President, thank you so very much. Wait, Devin's parents, new parents, are they here?
Unfortunately, they couldn't make it down. I received the call about the adoption when I was in traffic, so we'll be giving her back once she gets back to the shelter.
Okay, I tell you what, we're going to raffle her off then. How much did they? Anyway, thank you for having us.
And
did you want to say something
Mr.
else?
President, you know, I'm holding Dino here. A lot of people don't know that your passion and compassion goes all the way back to childhood. Dino was the council president's first dog's name, and he keeps a little replica of Dino on his desk.
Yeah, he was named after Dino on the Flintstones.
After the Flintstones, so which is great. So let's give our council president a round of applause.
And we have one more quick announcement.
Well, I just wanted to let everybody know not to be discouraged because we do get tons of dogs in every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're always coming in, and you can view photographs of all the animals at our shelters, all 6 of the city animal shelters at www.laanimalservices.com. One thing to keep in mind is when you do come to the shelter, if you're looking for a cute little white fluffy thing like this, they do come in, but a lot of times they don't come in so well groomed. So don't be afraid to try and look underneath all that fur, because I'm sure you're going to see a very, very cute dog once you adopt. And
I didn't know we had before and after pictures. That's
yes,
fantastic.
you do.
That's great.
Anyway, thank you all so very much.
All right, I'd like to turn the floor over to Councilmember Mitchell Farrell. Or as they say, the good Mitch on the council.
Please step forward. They say you should never follow a dog or a performing animal, but here I go. I'm going to give it my best. This is a really good one. Colleagues, we are celebrating the 90th anniversary of a Los Angeles institution, otherwise known as Tex French Restaurant in Echo Park.
Oh, let's give them a round of applause. Yeah.
The Tex family are the third and fourth generations of a family of sheep herders and bakers from the Hautes-Alpes in southeastern France who immigrated to Los Angeles around 1870. In 1927, Marius Tex Jr. opened Tex French Restaurant within his father's Marius Tex Sr.'s hotel, Champ d'Or, in downtown Los Angeles, serving chicken dinners for 50 cents at long-style tables. When was the last time anyone got a chicken dinner for 50 cents? The present location in Echo Park opened in 1962 and continues to be a family affair. Family-style service has given way to private booths, but Tex French Restaurant remains faithful to the famed tureen of soup, fresh French bread, and abundant portions of French country cuisine at still affordable prices. And the hospitality there is unmatched. Anyone who's ever been there knows that. And they have a great bar. The Tex restaurant dynasty is carried on by Marius' son, Raymond Tex, who has made sure that the character of the restaurant has remained unchanged, and his son, Michael, who's here with us today. Michael, whose passion for wines has resulted in an extensive award-winning wine list. Tex Restaurant is proud of its staff. Many can boast of serving more than 3 generations. It really is a family affair. In 2012, the intersection of West Sunset Boulevard and Park Avenue in Echo Park was named Tex Square. As part of their 90th anniversary celebration on October 8th, Tex served their classic French country roast chicken for 90 cents. Therefore, colleagues, if you can join me in recognizing Tex French Restaurant, on the occasion of their 90th anniversary, a true Echo Park staple and a Los Angeles institution. But before we do, I want to acknowledge Mike Tex, the owner, who is here. Mike? Yay. Jill Lemke, who is our general manager. Jill?
Welcome. Let's give her a round of applause.
And to my right is Bernard Inchospe, an employee for 50 years.
All right.
So, Mike, if you would please say a few words.
In
I
fact,
would love that.
Mitch, before Mike starts, first of all, it's an honor to meet you. I've known of the restaurant not for 90 years, but for a long time, and I've been calling it Tay's Restaurant. I mean, but I just have to say that whenever I have the opportunity to go there, I go, I enjoy it. Sometimes you guys have like a trout on the menu, which I love. Mr. O'Farrell and I have had where we bring our staffs together in one of the rooms. Miss Martinez and I and Mr. Cardenas and Mr. Padilla, all of us, we had been there before. So we want to wish you a happy 90th, and it's got this old school feel about it that is hard to describe. But I just want you to know that every time that I go in there, I enjoy myself very much, and congratulations and happy 90th.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for the kind words. Whether you call it Tex or Taze or Taxi, we're okay with any of the pronunciations you'd like, as long as you just come on in. I really want to thank, we have a few long-term employees that have been with us over 50 years. Bernard Inchospe is actually, I'm going to correct the council member, 54 years. 54. So they were privileged to be here in council chambers about 4 years ago, and there was 3 of them that were awarded a citation for being with us for 50 years, and it was a front page story in the LA Times. So it was quite notable. And we're fortunate to have many people like that. We have over a dozen that have been with us 30 years plus. So it's a testament to the facility itself and the way we conduct business and the way we take care of LA. From our auspicious beginnings on 321 Commercial Street, right by where the Twin Towers prison is now, for those of you that are more landmark-oriented, to the present-day position in Echo Park, which we've seen through thick and thin, being there since 1962. We continue to serve L.A., and we just keep up with the times as best we can, but maintaining that country French cuisine since 1927. We're the only people that can say that, and with a handful of other restaurants that are landmark-ish like us. But thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the 90th celebration. And thanks to LA for celebrating with us on that 90-cent chicken dinner day. Thank you.
Anyway, thank you, and congratulations again.
I also want to say that Mike is the ambassador of the Echo Park parade, holiday parade, coming up in about a month. So congratulations. Tex has always been a community partner. They help sponsor the music festival. They've always really been a friend and a supporter of the community, and the community supports Tex. So I invite everyone to check out their wonderful food, their wonderful hospitality. As I mentioned, they have a wonderful bar so you can unplug, but don't have too much to drink, but you can go and enjoy there. And a lot of political deal-making has gone on under that roof since 1962. Let me tell you, ambassadors, cabinet members from presidential administrations, if those walls and that ceiling could talk, it would have stories to tell. So congratulations, Tex, your entire family there on 90 years of service to the community. You have made Los Angeles richer for it. Thank you. Yeah, you bet. Okay.
Miss Martinez, are you... So as they're leaving, I'll ask Ms. Martinez to move forward.
That's almost.
Just give them a moment.
Together.
Just one moment.
Trust me, it's the same thing.
Nowadays, that's really shocking. It was easy when my sister divorced.
Yeah, a lot of ours too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you gotta work at it. You know?
It's a work. My wife has it easy. She's with me. So.
Of course. He's such a gent. Such a gentleman. You said that.
Ms. Martinez, I think we can go.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Good morning, colleagues. Today I'm recognizing a dear friend of mine who, after 30 years of service in the Los Angeles Police Department, is retiring, Commander Todd Chamberlain. Although I'm sad to say goodbye to such an exemplary officer, I'm honored to recognize the work and contributions and deep passion for our community that Commander Chamberlain has demonstrated every single day since he started his career. Commander Chamberlain joined the Los Angeles Police Department in 1984. His aptitude for leadership, hard work has continued his success over the course of his career as he climbed through the ranks of sergeant, lieutenant, captain, captain 3, and in 2016 as commander overseeing operations at Central Bureau and serving as the homeless coordinator. It is within all these capacities and while juggling multiple duties that Commander Chamberlain demonstrated time after time his passion for serving our city. A prime example of how he has successfully built lasting relationships with the community members was confirmed to me when then Captain Chamberlain was at Mission Division. And I want to say it was almost 2 years, and Todd, you can correct me. And I remember there was an active shooter in the community of Sylmar, and several streets in Sylmar were closed. Well, because of how much people respect Commander Chamberlain, I remember some of his CPAD members at Mission went out into the streets and spoke to a number of businesses asking for donations. And I want to recognize the CPAD members that are here. Can you please stand? You guys are an amazing group of individuals.
Thank you.
But
for
I
your
remember,
service.
and I remember them going out and asking for donations. And some of the community members at CPAD said to me, as soon as we knocked on someone's business, the business owner would say anything for Mission Division and anything for Commander Chamberlain's officers. And the donations started to pour in with water, food, and you name it. So thank you very much, members of the community, the CPAB at Mission. But that just goes to show you, it's moments like this that exemplify Commander Chamberlain's commitment to community. That was showcased his devotion to the badge in the city of Los Angeles. He is exactly the kind of person you think when they say there's no job too small or too big. Throughout his career, Commander Chamberlain has demonstrated a work ethic, impeccable work ethic, dedication, and willingness to take on any job, even one that is deemed impossible. This was confirmed when he took on the role as Operations of Central Bureau Homeless Coordinator, which is not an easy task. Yet Commander Chamberlain helped and developed a new way of tackling homelessness here in our city. As commander, he created and oversaw the HOPE teams, the Homeless Outreach and Proactive Engagement teams, a new method of addressing homelessness here in Los Angeles, a program that I'm very, very proud that was launched as a pilot in my district at the Valley Bureau and Van Nuys Area Division. Commander Chamberlain was instrumental in the HOPE teams, their development, and in their strategy. It is events like this that highlight his true character, and Commander Chamberlain's undoubtedly taken that award. He's made sure that those HOPE teams are in the community doing what they were expected to do. Help create resources for our homeless community and connect and basically make sure that the community understands and we can get some of the folks living on our streets off of our streets and into shelters. He has exemplified all exceptions of this on this level as commander and as captain. And I'm sure Mr. Englander can also agree with me that Commander Chamberlain is the best of what LAPD has to offer to our city and to our residents, and it's a real loss for our community. But I'm sure Mr. Englander also has a few words to say about him. I'm going to hand it over to him, and then we'll introduce other guests that are with us this morning.
Thank you, Nuri. The last several weeks, we've been bringing a lot of our first responders into council and talking about their heroism, what we've been going through in this country with shootings, fires, you name it. And, leadership comes from the top down, particularly in the Los Angeles Police Department. And when you talk about Todd and his passion and compassion for so many and what he's done in 33 years with the Los Angeles Police Department, it's remarkable. He has been the cornerstone of not just creating the HOPE teams, his idea, and working with so many in a collaborative effort with a compassionate attitude to try to get people help. In fact, because of his efforts and bringing so many people together, they've housed over 400 people. This is Todd. Todd, who married his high school sweetheart, they've been together for 39 years, and that deserves a round of applause. Raised 3 incredible daughters. This is a man who's got 4 women in the household. Let me tell you right now, he enjoyed his 33 years on the street. No, hey now. PG. Todd has been not only an angel amongst all of us, but he has really changed what we are today as a police department by mentoring so many young recruits, by working with seasonal officers. He actually went out and got his master's degree, and just so he can bring more knowledge and experience and education to the job. That's how passionate he's been about this. But it's not just with Todd when he puts on the uniform and the badge. He has been an exemplary officer in and out throughout his community and has done so much with so many. And he makes it look so easy. 33 years, oftentimes during these occasions I say it's bittersweet. We don't ever want to let our best and brightest go. But this one's not so sweet. This is tough because there's few people at this level who are irreplaceable. And he has done so much. And what we're doing now with the programs that he has started with the most difficult challenges we have today in LA will forever change who we are as a city. And, I think the Dodgers won one last night for Todd, and want to thank him so much for what he's done for all of us. This is truly a remarkable World Series accomplishment and what he's done for Los Angeles. So, Todd, we love you. Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you so much.
And members, here to speak on behalf of the police department is Assistant Chief Grimala, if I can have her say a few words.
Chief, welcome.
Thank you, President West, and thank you, council members. It's a privilege to be here for a couple reasons, but first and foremost on behalf of our Chief of Police, Chief Charlie Beck, who is traveling right now. He's at the Association of the Chiefs of Police today, but extends his congratulations to Todd on a career that can only be categorized as all in. And let me discuss that for a minute. So I'm here not only as a colleague, but primarily as a friend. When I first met Todd on the Los Angeles Police Department, he was a canine handler. And it's very important to emphasize the multifaceted career that Todd Chamberlain has had. He worked for many years in one of our elitist sections of the Los Angeles Police Department Metropolitan Division. And I know your Metro guys are also wishing you well here today, Todd. But also when Todd was the captain at Mission Area, he actually created best practices when we talk about gang crime reduction. And those are best practices that the department and other areas have adopted as well. But as the homeless coordinator, he took his agenda in Central Bureau and took it citywide and provided the leadership that we all so desperately needed to try to wrap our arms around a very, very difficult, challenging, and complex problem. But as a friend, Todd, I just want to say I'm going to miss seeing you out there on the street at 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. as oftentimes we would meet. Todd took every single specific job that he was given on this department. He never shirked responsibility. He gave 100+%. That's been recognized by our chief of police, by his colleagues. And I think the beauty of the legacy of Todd Chamberlain is that at every rank of the Los Angeles Police Department, he has earned the appreciation and deepest, deepest respect at every single rank. Very few people can leave the job and say that, but Todd Chamberlain can, and that's the hallmark of your career, Todd, and your legacy. May Chapter 2 continue to be as successful today, and to your family, thank you for the sacrifice that you made all of these 30-plus years. We are appreciative to you as well. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Chief. You know, not only is Todd a really good friend of mine, but he's also a remarkable man, husband and father. And I want to take this time to recognize his wife, Lisa, with 2 S's.
Welcome.
And his daughter, Riley, who are with us here this morning. He also has 2 other daughters that couldn't make it. So I often say that behind every great man is a great woman. In his case, there's 4 great women. So I want to give them a big round of applause for that. And please help me welcome, colleagues, our friend, Commander Chamberlain, to say a few words.
You know, Commander, before you speak, if I could recognize Mr. O'Farrell.
Oh, okay. Thank you,
and
Mr.
then
President.
Mr. Sadilla.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just really quickly, Chief Grimala wasn't just waxing poetic. She was preaching the truth of who you are. And my entire team knows that. And my staff just adores you, loves working with you, talks about how effective and real you are. No one knows the conditions of these streets and the conditions of homelessness better than Commander Todd Chamberlain. And you have provided such a wealth of support and knowledge and enhanced our ability to deal with the issue. And so we're going to miss you. We're going to miss working with you, but wish you well with your lovely family. You're going to have a great, I think, a temporary retirement before you do your next thing. But the city will be at a loss, and you've set the standard. You are the consummate professional, and I couldn't be happier to have worked with you in these short years that I have. So congratulations, and we wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you. Mr. Sadilla.
Todd, what a pleasure to spend Saturday evening with you. This is much deserved, and I just want to echo the comments of my colleagues. You are the consummate public servant. As I said to you on Saturday, you're leaving too soon, and we will suffer for that because you are a servant leader. You are a person who holds institutional knowledge, and you are part of the institutional leadership, and your departure will leave a void, and that's the challenge for all of us. Your family deserves you, and you deserve this time, but know that your departure will leave a void. You have served us well. There is no greater compliment than to be honored by your colleagues, and your reputation is well earned. Thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Commander, you're up.
All right. Well, first off, I'm a little disappointed because I thought I was going to get a dog when I saw the dog here. And then I thought 33 years was really something, but then I saw the individual who worked 55 years, and I feel a little bit shallow about that too. But being here, being acknowledged by this council and the chief, and having my partners here is something I can't even put into words. Thank you very, very much. Again, the words you said were very meaningful. They're very humbling and truly appreciated. I definitely want to thank my wife. I could not have made this journey without her. Again, you grow up in this uniform. I came on pretty much when I was a kid, and you grow up in this position, you grow up in this uniform, and it becomes part of you. And the ones that you love become part of that too. The calls for service at 2 in the morning that come every night, the phone calls leaving on holidays and birthdays, it's all stuff that your family deals with. But I'd also just like to say thank you so much for the opportunity to serve this city in so many different capacities, whether it was in Foothill Division or Southwest or 77th or SWAT or FID or this position now. The thing that I always strived for was to serve, and that's really what my focus was. And I think that's what's so important about what this organization stands for, because, again, I was able to take ideas, concepts that have been out there that officers have been doing day in and day out, and frame them in another way, standardize them for a system that will work, hopefully, for everybody. But soon, Dominic Choi is going to be taking my spot, and hopefully he's going to come in with new ideas, new concepts, and he'll be standardizing and putting new business practices into place that are going to serve. I'd like to thank my partner, Howard, for being here. I had the opportunity to work with Howard throughout my career and also with the chief. Our relationships have been intertwined throughout this period of time. But really, I just want to thank the people of this city. I truly, truly mean that. The relationships that I've built that are actually here and tangible, that have come 2 years after I've left a command, it means an incredible amount to me. But I also think of the relationships that I've built that I never had a chance to actually know the individual or the person who's doing it, the person who might have been bullied, might have been victimized, might have been behind a door somewhere. I truly am thankful that I had the opportunity to impact that person in some way. I'm completely humbled by that. Again, the relationship with Nuri, how you've supported me in my command and how you've continued to support me in what we were doing with the homeless endeavors, and really to the council themselves. We are all really just tools to speak on behalf of other people. And that's really what we strive for, is to serve those other people as best we can and do it in a humble, and for us in LAPD, to do it in an ethical manner. And even though I'm stepping out, I guarantee you there's going to be continuous flow of people that are going to step in and are going to continue to serve this city, continue to make a difference, continue to do it ethically, constitutionally, and really to do it humbly. Because I've never been around a group of officers, and I look at these officers here that I've had contact with throughout my career, and I think of the impact that they have had on countless people. I can't even put it into words what these officers who, again, are out there at 2, 3 in the morning, on Christmas days, on Saturdays, on Sundays, in the rain, in the heat, but they're there for a reason. They're there because they got called to actually impact people's lives. And for me to be able to be part of that, to be able to have a small slice of that, it meant everything to me. And I'm truly thankful to this city. I'm truly thankful to this department. I appreciated doing the agendas of the mayor, of the council, working for my chief and his visions. And it's just been an incredible, incredible experience. I don't know what the journey is next, but I can tell you that what I've had and what I've been able to be part of has been an absolute gift for me in my life. And again, a big part of that is my wife and my daughters. So to Nuri, thank you so much for taking a couple moments to recognize this career, and thank you for your partnership and everything that you've done. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's not over yet. So I don't know if anyone knows, besides some of us who are close to Todd, that Todd is a big fan of Taco Bell. And his favorite meal is the combo meal number 1, which is the Burrito Supreme. And so those of us who work with Todd in Mission Division would know that oftentimes he'd like skip out and go to the local Taco Bell. So I wanted to bring Taco Bell to him. So we have for Commander Chamberlain the Burrito Supreme combo number 1. Talk about a career. Talk about a career. So, Todd, you not only are a friend of me personally, but of my entire staff in my district. We want to wish you well and continued success in your next chapter in your life. And this is just a little token of our appreciation. I wanted to have a reception for this man, and he said no. So I said, I'm still going to throw a party. I'm just going to do it here. So I just wanted to say thank you. Enjoy your favorite meal. I brought enough for everyone here. And I just want to say, on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, thank you so much, Commander Chamberlain, for your leadership and your service to the residents of the city of Los Angeles. My friend, I wish you all the best. I will miss you, but your family. Thank you very much, colleagues.
Thank you. Great presentation, Ms. Martinez. Thank you, Ms. Martinez, and let's give the commander one more round of applause. Thank you. As they're exiting, I'd like to recognize Mr. Cedillo for another very important presentation. Mr. Cedillo, the floor is yours.
Mr. President, you know, and as well, because you have been a beneficiary of the diaspora of Salvadorans into the city of Los Angeles. They are a community that found themselves in need of a safe place, as the young people like to say. And as a result of the civil wars that were taking place in the 80s throughout much of Central America, Salvadorans, much like Nicaraguenses and Guatemaltecos, found themselves moving to Los Angeles. And many of them moved into our districts, the 1st, the 9th, the 10th, and developed communities there. Today we are joined by the Salvadoran-American National Association, known as SANA, and they are the founding organization of El Día del Salvadoreño in the city of Los Angeles. It's a celebration, as you know, that gathers thousands of families. And through their work, SANA has developed this Day of the Salvadoran, not just in the city, but the county, the state, and now the nation. As you know, we worked together in Sacramento to make it a day for the state when we were both in the assembly. Over the years, SANA has dedicated themselves to engaging their community in a process of integration. This is a destination. This city is a city that is the largest populations for so many nations outside their capitals. The largest Mexican population, the largest Filipino population, the largest Korean population, the largest Salvadoran, Nicaraguense, Guatemalan, et cetera, et cetera. This is a phenomenon unique to our city. We are the only city in the world that can say that. And once immigrants get here, they have to start a process. They must get on a bridge that takes them from their country into ours. They must become integrated. They must learn the language. They must learn our rules and regulations. They must engage in all the aspects of civic participation that we expect and insist of them. And for that, they need organizations. In the Salvadoran community, SANA is that organization. We are here with them today. It's been 19 years that we've been engaged in this process. They remain committed to continuing to celebrate their heritage, but to do so in a way that is looking at the strength of their heritage to build their future here in the United States. They are looking for greater civic participation, greater integration, and greater political presence. You know that, and I know that, and now we hope the city knows that. We have with us today the president and the director of SANA, Werner Marroquin. He will be followed by Pilar Galvez and Sofia Cortez. Werner.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Morning.
Werner Marroquin, one of the founders of the Salvadoran-American National Association. I want to thank Mr. Cedillo for opening us this moment. 20 years ago, we were eager to be part of this city. Our organization and Salvadoran community was pushing to be more seen. And when this city declared August the 6th as El Día El Salvadoreño, we said in the Salvadorian community, we exist. We are here, and we are part of this larger community. But the struggle for us continues. Many families around the city and also around the country are under the threat to be potentially deported. The TPS program, which many Salvadorians and Central Americans are protected under, is threatened as it is right now to be recalled. We want to ask this body that in order to celebrate our heritage as an organization and as a community here in the city of Los Angeles, we want to ask you to be an advocate for the TPS program recipients, to keep it alive, to keep our families working, to keep our kids at school. And that's what we want to request this morning to you. So I want to thank again Mr. Cedillo, his team, for giving us this opportunity to talk to you and welcoming the recognition that you once again are giving to our organization and community. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we would like to thank you, the President, the LA City Council members, the Mr. Cedillo, and community leaders for being today with us in this event to recognize the Salvadoran-American National Association. We want to thank you on behalf of SANA and the Salvadorian community for this, for recognizing our work to the social fabric, cultural diversity, and economic strength of the city of Los Angeles. Thank you so much. We know that we have so many challenges, but we want to thank you for everything that city of Los Angeles have been doing for our community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey there.
Good morning. Hello. Thank you, Council President Wesson, council members, and especially our friend, a long-time friend, Honorable Gil Cedillo. So beyond the thanks, we want to thank you specifically more for your leadership as part of what makes LA such a great city. The City of Angels has always accompanied our diaspora in its transformation from a political refugee community to a very diverse and thriving and contributing diaspora. But in this new phase that we face as an organization, we need your continued support and your continued leadership so that we can make that jump of quality that our diaspora deserves. So for 2018, we want to ask you for your continued support specifically so that we can install the heritage of the month of the Salvadorian Heritage for August 2018. We are part of the history of this city. We want to make sure that our present and our future generations know our history. Not only our native historical memory, but the history of this city and our contribution. So we hope that we count with your leadership for 2018 to take SANA and the Salvadorian community to a greater level of visibility and contribution to the City of Angels. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and good to see you.
So, on behalf of a thankful City of Los Angeles, we offer this resolution to SANA and thank them for their continued work in integrating the Salvadoran community into the great city of Los Angeles.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, let's go to the special, this recess, Madam Clerk, this meeting, and go to the special.
Blumenfeld, Bonin, Buscaino, Cedillo, Englander, Harris, Dawson, Weezer, Koretz, Krikorian, Martinez, O'Farrell, Price, Rodriguez, Rue, Wesson, 11 members present and a quorum, Mr. President. Item number 17 is an item for which public hearing has not been held. 10 votes are required for consideration, sir.
Okay, thank you. On this item,
Mr. President, there are cards.
yes, Ms. Autry, Mr. Walsh, Leah, Sean,
John Walsh, blogging at HollywoodHighlands.org. This is the special council meeting separate from the regular council meeting, and this is a resolution to apply Department of Transportation Sustainable Transportation Planning Grants. What the hell that means? Nobody up here is going to ask. Mr. O'Farrell, you know, if I thought he was heterosexual, I thought he was...
no,
speaker's
okay.
off top.
Mr. Walsh, thank you. The next speaker, please. No, Mr. Walsh, you know what you were doing. No, you're not going to speak on it anymore. Come on, the next speaker. Mr. Walsh, please sit down. Please sit down and stay on topic, and then you don't have a problem. Yes, Sean.
Yeah, I am for this item. Final road maps. There should be more. Thanks.
Thank you. Next speaker. Thank you. Good to see you.
Hi, my name is Leah Renee Memzik, and this is an issue about Caltrans. And Caltrans is going through Pacific Coast Highway, and they need to do an environmental impact report. And why that's so important
So
is...
this has nothing to do with this item.
It does.
This is about a grant.
No, it does. No, come on. Okay. Next speaker, I need Miss, you're off topic, so do we have Max King, Miss Autry, Mr. Herman? No, you're not on topic. You're not on topic. Next speaker, if I called your name, please stay on topic.
Thank you, Benny. I'm one of few left Holocaust survivors in former Soviet Union. My grandparents killed by Nazis in Kiev. I have to present a new form of health care self-care care.
Okay, sir, I think there's a little confusion. You're, I believe, signed up for general public comment. We'll get to that. This is on a specific item. So I'll call you when it's general public comment. So if you'd please sit down. So if I could have the next speaker come forward on this subject, come forward, and please stay on topic.
Good morning. Mr. Bonnet and Bloomfield, this resolution authorizing the Los Angeles Department of Transportation, known other than Metro and LA DOT, to apply for and execute two California Department of Transportations called Caltrans. Well, we already have 7 districts, sir. I'm in one of those districts called Caltrans, right here off of 1st Street. And regarding the fiscal year, FY, I don't know what FY means. It means fucking year. Sustainable Transportation Planning fucking grants. That's an FY. Fuck you. And then the recommendation comes from council's action subject to the mayor. Fuck you too. In addition to adopt the accompanying resolution as I'm on topic, Brown Act attached to the council file for the record 54954.
Thank you, Mr. Herman. So Ms. Autry, is Ms. Autry? Ms. Autry, please come forward. Mr. Spindler, please come forward. And Ms. Autry, you have to stay on this item.
Well, let's see, relative to this issue or this property, I'd just like to make sure that any consideration or any decisions that you make are going to improve the quality and the standard of living for all of the residents, not just, of course, the middle class.
We seem to be off topic, Mr. President.
Was it on topic? Make sure.
We're on item 17 in the special.
Right. So for that, because it is special, and also since this is relative to transportation, what I'd like at this time on the record is to ask for increased lanes for bicycles on 6th Street and 5th Street. 7th Street has the bicycles. So for 5th Street and 6th Street, especially for Skid Row, vicinity of Skid Row, we have no bicycles. It is primarily a district for warehouses and commercial usage, but it is residentially viable as well. We need those bicycle lanes.
Thank you, Mr. Spindler.
Yes, that's right. We will take the following comments into consideration and add some more shit to it. The DOT, LA DOT, and Caltrans, well, they're doing a very good job in many parts of the city. The problem is road diets are fucking up bus lane traffic, yes. And I talked to several bus drivers who thoroughly want these fucking lanes open to traffic, no more bike lanes and bus lanes.
I think we veered off topic from the question of the grant.
Thank you. Get back on topic, Mr. Spindler.
Stay on the topic.
Well, then you talk.
All right. We simply want dedicated bus lanes in lieu of these goddamn bicycle lanes created by drug addict. Fuck my bonnet!
Mr. Spindler, do not holler into the microphone. Go sit down, and if I call you back and you do it again, I'll have you removed. Sit down, Mr. Spindler. In fact, sergeants, he's not cooperating. Help him to his seat. Ms. Richardson, did you sign up on this item? I did not think so. So let's prepare to vote on this item. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, now let's vote urgent forthwith. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
11 ayes.
Okay, so ordered. Is that the only item in the special?
Yes, Mr. President.
Okay,
the
then
meeting.
let's adjourn and return to the regular. Sean, Mr. Murphy, you want to come down? You've got several items that you can speak to. 1A, B, C, D, 11A, 11B, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16A, and you can go general public comment, so you can use your time. Go right ahead. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Ready for tomorrow's Taste of Soul. Item 13 is an item I'm supporting. Item number 2, I'm not supporting. Item 16, I'm supporting. Need my minute for general public comment.
Could we give him his 1 minute for general public comment?
Mr. Walsh is right about this building. That the fire, you didn't get people out fast enough when I returned from summer break from City Hall. I'll see you tomorrow at the Taste of Soul.
Thank you, Sean. Let's try Mr. Walsh. If I could have Mr. Walsh's items pull up on the screen. Mr. Walsh, 1A, 1B, 11A, 11B, 12, 14, 15, 16A, 16B, in general public comment.
John Walsh, blogging at HollywoodHighlands.org or J. Walsh Confidential, tweeting at Hollywood Dems. Building and safety, 1A, you do an excellent job. I've been here since 1966, and you do a very good job on that issue. Number 11, these are rent escrow. You do a very good job on rent issues. And in other words, that's what I've seen since 1966. Maybe in 65, but starting in 66, you were doing a good job. Number 12, this is reward offers. You can take these reward offers, fold them 4 ways. In fact, one person actually applied for a reward offer after he handed in information. They turned it over to the gangs, and then they refused to pay him. That was in the LA Times. They refused to pay him, and it's very hard to get anything in the LA Times because of the mayor's relationship with David Sennheiser. Number 14, and this is another reward offer. These reward offers are piling up. I think everybody knows that you can kill anybody in this city, any black or Hispanic person in this city. Don't you ever try killing a Jew, a white Jew. Don't you ever try that, a gang, or you'll regret it. But you can kill any black or any Hispanic, and there'll be a $2 million reward offer that will never get picked up. 14, and then 15, this is conviction of persons responsible for shooting death of Philip Osby. These rewards, how many outstanding reward offers are there? I believe there's about 372. I don't hear anybody saying anything other than that. In fact, every time I mention that people are not even paying attention, I get thrown out of here. That's because my skin is white. I'm telling you, take a look at it. When your skin is white, you're held to a different standard. And number 16, this is responsible shooting death. Then we have the maps, and keep an eye on those maps because they're going to change them. And all of a sudden, you own your own home, you're black and Hispanic, and all of a sudden, there's a 40-story building next door, and believe me, it's not going to be full of blacks and Hispanics. Okay, now you can 1 minute. I'm telling you right now, I have established a right to say just about anything I want up here. We're talking about, we had all these fire department people. Did you see how sheepish they looked? Because I called this building a fire trap. Everybody knows it, but when the mayor went to the office of the LA Times, and David Sennheiser is gay as a goose, And he shook his little ass at Sennheiser, and Sennheiser tore up the story because Sennheiser the LA Times has a hard-on for the mayor, and this mayor is not going to become president of the United States. Not until he admits that he has 2 families and that Glendake is his gay lover. HollywoodHighlands.org.
Okay, thank you. Let's get Mr. Herman. 1A, B, C, Mr. Herman. And D, 11A, 11B, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16A, 16B, general public comment.
Well, when it comes to the liens, ladies and gentlemen, as an advisor on public interest, if you come here and you protest, they waive the 300% charge against your property. This way, in the future, that lien doesn't impact your sale, and you end up with no money. You see, that's how it works. They give you to believe that the lien will go away, but in the back end, the lien is still there. Then I'm going into item 14, dealing with Mr. Chamber and Taco Bell. Wesson, relative to a reward. Now, in question here is, how many rewards have we placed before this council? Only one. Thank you, Mr. Koretz. You're doing a good job. Shout out. However, in recommendation to what the mayor has suggested, $50,000 is not enough because snitches get stitches, and the fine officer presentation today can tell you the facts. More people die in Los Angeles because of $50,000 that doesn't cover anything. And then I'm going to go into item 13. It's a special number for me. It's a rehabilitation number dealing with relative funding for mothers in action. Now, I won't talk about anyone's particular mother or say about anyone's mother, other than I'm here to talk about the action of Taste of Soul. You see, mothers are against drunk driving. Mothers don't want their children to go to jail, like Herman. See?
Get back on this subject. Okay?
And so as we allocate all this money to direct the city clerk and the city attorney to waive all liability, I make a consideration of connections and clarifications on the impact of this program called Taste of Soul. Are they selling alcohol? Do they all have alcohol permits? Have the parents and the mothers come in here and asked you, where are these so-called permits? Did they? The question remains unknown. And when it comes to rent control, like John Walsh, yeah, you do a good job. No, you do an excellent job when you can keep the public in their homes. No more HHH, bitches. Now my general fucking public comment. I believe you, Herman, when you say I'm not your lover. I believe when you say I'm only here to contemplate with you on the restrictions of free speech. Why do you not love me? Ralph M. Brown said to you and me, it's the jurisdiction, the legislation that makes you, and all of you want to know what you're doing in Los Angeles, fucking up my streets as I suffer every day. HHH, bitch, that's you, Nuri. You fat ass bitch, fix my
Okay,
streets.
now your time is done. Sit down. Go on and sit down. The next speaker, you sit down. Sit down, Mr. Herman. Mr. Herman, no. Have Mr. Herman leave, and have him leave quickly. Why don't right now? Leave him right now. Leave right now. He's disrupting the meeting.
He is indeed disrupting the meeting,
Sergeant,
shouting.
Have him leave right now. Mr. Herman, 2 seconds. You got to get out of here in 2 seconds.
And he's not leaving yet, but he's still shouting and disrupting the meeting. And he's shouting as he leaves. Just in case the mics aren't picking up on the recording, he's shouting as he's leaving and disrupting our meeting.
Let me get Leah to come forward. Leah, items 1A. Leah, he's continuing to disrupt. So we have Leah, items 1B, 1C, 1D, 11A, 11B, general public comment. Go ahead.
Hi, Leah. Commenting at Twitter, Leah Memzik.
Could you pull the mic up?
Hi. Can I go back to 2 minutes, please? Hi, my name is Leah Memzik, and I'm speaking up at Twitter, Leah Memzik. In regards to item 1 through E, I'd like to make sure that all the people at 7000 North Jamila, 1825 South Stearns, 2756 South Raymond, 1268 North Ravina, and 12232 West Miranda filed discrimination complaints because you're being put a lien on you, but in Councilman District CD11, he exempts wealthy builders from orders to comply. It's now been 5 years, and I can give you a list. And so you have a very discriminatory process. It's like watching you throw out Herman, but you don't uphold the law. Okay, I'm now going to go to number 11. Same thing, discriminatory process. You discriminate against low-income and apartment building people, but people who build in CD11 get to circumvent the law. You actually, I'm handing out, you can give me my public comment. Could you hand this out for me? Great. Great. Thank you very much. Here's a couple more. There. So I'm handing to you, we'll make sure that all of you have a copy of it. You falsified, actually you forged the Coastal Act, which is a federal code that you get money, and then it moves to the state. You exercised your right in 1978, and you published it online. And I reviewed it all at the LA Library yesterday. It's California Environmental Quality Act. Somebody in here forged the word and took out the word quality and put in the word coastal act. Could you hand it all to the city councilmen so they know that has to be corrected immediately today, because you allow everybody who's building along the coastal bluffs to circumvent the California Environmental Quality Act. It's major fraud. You're already being sued by the United States government for over $1 billion, as you know. It's actually treble damages with $4 billion. Could you see it? Could you hand it out? Here's some more. If you don't need it, could you please hand it to the city councilman? Could you? I'm here to hand it. Could you hand it to Mr. Koretz? Could somebody handle it? Could you handle it to Mr. Koretz? Are you telling me the police are blocking it?
Thank you. Thank you. Nobody's blocking anything. Give her 1 minute. Oh, that was it? Okay, Miss Leah, thank you. So now, do I have Spindler? Can I get Mr. Spindler's?
They are passing them out now. Can we make sure that just so that we make sure that you all
No,
have
okay,
it?
thank you. Your time is expired. I need to have Mr. Spindler up on the list. Would you pull him up so I can give him his items? 1B, 1C, 1D, 11A, 11B, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16A, B, and general public comment. Go on, Mr. Spindler.
Thank you, Mr. President. Yes. So we get to item number 1. Give him the fucking papers. Yes. So item number 1, CD2, lien. I actually support this lien because I don't see anybody here. No, I don't see anybody here. Now, then we get to the next one, and Jumilla Avenue, yes. Jumilla Avenue is spelled Jumilla. It used to be spelled Jewmilla. No liens for the Jews on Jumilla Avenue because all the Jews live on Jumilla Avenue.
No, you're going to stay on subject. Okay, and that's not subject. Stay on subject.
That's it, okay.
Stay on the damn subject, pig.
Now we get to, rewards. Reward for Orlando Ashley and Hakeem Olajuwon for an additional 6 months. As you know, Hakeem Olajuwon, number 14, was a great, great basketball player.
Mr.
And he
Spindler,
was-
you're not on subject. You're not on subject.
Number 13, okay. Mothers in Action for the Taste of Soul. We love the Mothers of Action. They are wonderful mommies, yes. They take care of the kids. They walk their dogs. They help animal husbandry issues, yes. But the Taste of Soul has the Wells Fargo people as sponsors. The pig does not support that particular thing, so we do not want the bank of that asshole to be a Taste of Soul event. The Mothers in Action, however, will take the $80,000. Of course they'll take the $80,000 from the 10th district. Who's that? It's you. Yay, thank you for the mothers, yes. And then we get the reward for the Teardrop Rapist. What a fucking name, the Teardrop Rapist. Where do you get that name from?
He had a tattoo, looked like a teardrop under his eye.
Oh, yes. That's a gang member. Talk to the gangs on that item. Increase it to $500,000. Address shot caller Jose over there on the corner of 13th Street and Hoover. He will be willing to give you the information on who that is for $500,000. Unmarked bills, $50,000. Bitches will be snitches. You cannot get anything
Okay,
for
give
that
him his
these
1
days.
minute.
Yes. So we get to the general comment. I see many of our friends get throwing out. What is the problem? Why are so many people being thrown out of this meeting for speaking? We ask our good friend Gil Cedillo, he doesn't know. We ask our good friend Peppa Pig Coretz, he doesn't know. We ask Rodriguez, she doesn't care. Rue never does anything anymore but text his girlfriend over there, yes, in Silver Lake. So then we have all of these other problems, but the biggest problem is May 12th to May 16th, 2016. You, Mr. President, were the acting mayor, and as such, you were not allowed to authorize the arrest of Mr. Spindler. The complaint will be amended to reflect this.
Thank you.
Fuck
Your time has expired. Okay, Ms. Autry, items 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 11A, 11B, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, A, and B.
I put in a speaker card with the kiosk for
but
general public comment.
Then I'll get to you. Right now is multiple comment. Ms. Autry? And Ms. Autry, you have to stay on the items.
Is this also public comment?
This is you signed up to speak on various items.
Yes.
I identified the items, so you have to speak to the specifics of those items. If not, we can just go into your general public comment if you like.
Okay, but this is all combined. Okay, well, I'd like to speak specifically to the mothers for a taste of soul. I'm so glad that you're recognizing, however, not just in word only. You have to understand that as black women, again, we're tired of this cadre of primarily they're immigrant Hispanic men. Some of them are paramilitary police officers
no longer be on the taste
that
of soul
are
item.
sexually harassing not just the mothers but our daughters. And
Miss Autry, you got to help us out
in
here.
Action. Mothers take action.
Mothers, no,
to
but no.
protect their children, their
But
daughters.
Miss Autry, you know that's not what the motion is about. Why don't we give her general public comment minute and she can
But this
speak?
is relevant to
No,
mothers
Miss
and their
Autry,
responsibility and
now you can-
obligation
now
to
you can
care
speak.
for and to protect their daughters
and this is what this organization exists for. So, and I will also then lead into the public comment. Since you are acknowledging them, I'd also, using this opportunity, now this is 43 seconds. The public comment was 1 minute plus.
Miss Autry, speak on the time that you
Okay,
have.
but I still,
No, you don't, Miss Autry. You have 34 seconds. Go
No,
on.
if you could start that back.
Miss
because I
Autry, you
was
have
not
30
in a- I
seconds
was not-
now.
I'd like to speak in exposition of the greater fraternity that are abusing black women. Harvey Weinstein then gave Gwyneth Paltrow and Angelina Jolie the opportunity to expose not just the Jewish individual, but many. He was probably the scapegoat because the Jewish men then they encourage or they allow or they subsidize or they commission the Hispanic men to abuse and to undermine and to sexually harass black women. This black woman has been speaking about the women that were raped and then covered
Thank
up. We
you.
are not prostitutes.
Thank you so much. So now we're going into our general public comment. So Mickey now, Mickey Jackson and William, Ira Scott Wright, Max King. Yes, sir. Wait a minute, wait. Miss Autry, now, nobody spoke when you were trying to speak. Let these other people speak. Yes, sir.
Two things was brought. Mine's right now is I'm a field specialist, so I don't have the time sometimes to come from one state to the next. But when complaints come back down and I have to do something about it, Weston, you are aware, Price is aware, Perry's aware, Garcetti's aware. So you have done nothing about these acres of land. You haven't done anything about it as getting the public sanitation. I come through there like water going through a sieve. It's unsanitary and it's unsafe. Now, if you cannot deal with this district the way you're supposed to, we have no other alternative but to ask you to remove from the seat. Go to the corner of the Times, you see it says private, it's trespassing. It's been there before Yardy. I wasn't but 16 years old. So I'm telling you, I'm not asking you anymore. You not brought anything up about the transportation to bring finances. You're taking it away. We're trying to ease the tax burden, but you're tying our hands.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
it.
So if I get Mickey, Max King, whoever can get up first, come on. Since you've been here before your time starts, we've shifted the public comment. So there's a section that's multiple comment. Usually they go first. Then there's a section that is general public comment. So that's how you got a little twisted. So the time is yours.
Thank you for the explanation. I appreciate it. I'm very concerned because the planning department is scheduling their public meetings on what is now the topic of open space for the citizens of an area to comment. They have scheduled for South LA tomorrow in conflict with Taste of Soul. To make it worse, they've scheduled the meeting on Crenshaw Boulevard. Everyone knows that no one can get anywhere on Crenshaw Boulevard. I'm very concerned about this, and I think it would behoove us to discuss with the department rescheduling, because they have a booth at the Taste of Soul, so they know what's going on. And this scheduling will prevent people from coming. They've had very poor attendance a couple of times already. So I'm very concerned about that, and I hope that it gets discussed, and I hope it gets rescheduled.
Thank you. So, Mr. King, you want to come up?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Max King, Lishinsky in the past. I'm Holocaust survivor, so I understand people suffer from injuries, physical. But health care is more important to self-help. Health care is a new science. I call it joy bond, health care. I have many of advices how to bring, but everything is very confidential. I try to go through different police department, to authority, congressmen, it didn't work. If city of Los Angeles, citizen and I live in Los Angeles, if citizen of Los Angeles wouldn't take advice,
Thank you, Mr. King. Thank you, sir. Now, Madam Clerk, let's vote on items 11 through 16. If you pull up items 11 through 16, please open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Now let's vote on item 1. Please open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
10 ayes.
Okay, Madam Clerk, what business is before this body?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
Okay, they're posted, they're referred. Announcements, members. Announcements, if all would please rise for adjourning motions. Please rise for adjourning motions. Please. Okay, I'm looking to my left side, Mr. Cedillo's side. Mr. Cedillo's side. Mr. Spindler, I believe that's you. Do not make any noise. We're adjourning. Mr. Koretz, we're looking at your side for an adjourning motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's with a heavy heart that we remember Mary Baldwin of Sherman Oaks, who passed away August 25th. She grew up in Kankakee, Illinois, with a sister and 2 brothers. She studied at Northern Illinois University and was a theater major. She, like so many others, came to Los Angeles to find fame and fortune. She was involved in community theater in the NoHo district, was an active member of the Television Academy and a member of the Screen Actors Guild. She worked at Fox Television Studios for several years before becoming a real estate agent in the San Fernando Valley. At the time of her death, Mary was a realtor for PLG Estates. She was involved in the Walk to End Alzheimer's and many other charitable activities. She was a big supporter of Neighborhood Watch and helped start V5 Sherman Oaks Neighborhood Watch, for which she worked tirelessly, planning meetings, attending meetings, and block parties. And she worked often with my office, especially during the years in which we represented Sherman Oaks. She was also deeply rooted in Buddhism and was an active member of her chapter in North Hollywood. She has friends all over the country. She was loved for her sense of humor, her dry wit, her willingness to always lend a helping hand. Her survivors are 1 sister and brother-in-law, Margie and Dan Koziol of Park Ridge, 2 brothers and sisters-in-law, Tim and Beth Baldwin, and Pat and Michelle Baldwin of Kankakee, 9 nieces and nephews, 4 great-nieces and nephews. She is deeply missed, and I know she has worked closely with David Rue and his office in the succeeding years in Sherman Oaks.
Thank you, Mr. Rue.
Thank you for taking the lead, and if I could sign on to the adjournment as well. And as you stated, she was an active leader in the Sherman Oaks community and a close friend in my office as well. And she was deeply involved, and all of Sherman Oaks is going to definitely feel her loss. And everything that she did, she took with tenacity, wit, and great sense of humor. And she's going to be missed from everywhere, for everyone from Sherman Oaks as well as all the way to Illinois and beyond. District 4 will also miss her. Thank you.
And just let me reiterate to the clerk that we want a double signature on that, so it'll be Mr. Koretz will sign it, so will Mr. Rue. The rest of us will be listed on it. Are there any more adjourning motions to my right? Check again on my left. Members, this council meeting is adjourned.